Good evening, friends, fellows, channel members. How are we today? Back in the Neo tonight. Actually quite looking forward to this. Not just because it's the wonderful FlyByWire, of course, but because I'm going to have to think a little bit about just the different setup of the aircraft. Obviously, two Airbus aircraft, the Phoenix and the Neo. Of course, they're both the same aircraft, but just from a developmental point of view, there's obviously things we can do in one, we can't do in the other, and of course the actual EFB and all the setup and things like that. Just going to have to bear with me whilst I find my feet again in this aircraft. But the one thing that I am loving is the remote McDo, so that will definitely make things a little bit easier with regards to that. So welcome on board. Happy what day is it? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. So good evening, Gaming with Kale, Sam, Mitch, Dave Armitage. Good evening, Danny, Dark Fury, Wally, James Cox, Tom, Klaus Krona, Matt, Drini, Christian. Perfect timing. Hope the house move's going well, my friend. Danny, so Easyjet went out for some shopping in France. Well, you know, better than going shopping in Seattle, right? Finnish Simpilot, good evening, mate. It's been a while since we've seen you. Christo, yeah, we're back on the FlyByWire today. Christian Starmer, good evening to you as well. And Ace Airstream, it's been a while, hasn't it? And Ace says for the first time in a few weeks, I actually managed to catch one of those streams live. Good evening, and should get some good daylight in Inverness, but the nights do indeed start to draw in from tonight. Well, do you know what? That was one of the reasons that I picked this flight for tonight, up into Inverness on the longest day of the year for us here in the northern hemisphere. So hopefully it will be pretty much a sunset-ish landing as we head out there. We all remember the Iceland stream from a few weeks back. That was that was one of my favourite, I think, of all time in this in the history of the channel. What a way to spend a Friday night. Kieran, we're on VATSIM for our traffic and we use AIG model matching. Dr. Magic, good evening to you as well. Bristol's one of your favourite cities, and of course we're back in the lovely FlyByWire as well. Squiggly, good evening, Emotional 5, Ashley L as well, good to see you. Dan Skelton, evening mate, Jan the Pilot, hello. Right, hopefully I've not missed anybody, my apologies if I have. We're going to go and get on board. Let me give you guys the operational flight plan, so when I'm referring to it, if you wish, you know what I'm banging on about. So let me just pin that in the chat. That should now be there for you, for anyone that wants that. So as you are boarding, please do remember to hit that like button. It makes a massive difference to the stream, and also might help some other people find their way onto our aircraft this evening. Jason, good evening to you as well, mate. Right, let's hop on board. I've not flown the FlyByWire on this PC build before, so hopefully everything's going to behave for us and I've got everything set up correctly. I guess we'll find out together. Dark Fury, there's a lovely Ryanair in front. Dark, now, Dark, are you flying a 737 Ryanair tonight by any chance? Because you just totaled your Airbus at the end of yesterday's stream. It was the funniest thing I'd seen in Flight Simulator for months. Let's jump on board. And if anyone wants to catch that, have a look at Split right at the end yesterday, our stream landing into Split, Croatia. That was wonderful. Right, so here is our tablet. I need to find my way around this again. So we're currently in Bristol. Of course, we've got QNH of 1013. We don't have any ATC at the airport per se. No ATIS either. London Control South is online. I don't know offhand if they actually cover Bristol. We might give them a shout in a little bit just to see. Okay, so we've done our pre-flight briefing for our member pilots that have already seen that. Let's have a look at the fuel then. So we're going to be taking 5.5 tons now. Let me remember how to load this all up. So 5.5 tons of fuel. We can just use the slider. We can actually type it in if we need to. I think that's probably going to be the easiest way, to be honest. 5.5 tons of fuel, set to real time, of course. There we go. Let me go and get the APU on. Aircraft is set in its turnaround state, so everything on the overhead is fine. Just to put the brightness up on there, it is going to start to go dark in a little bit. So there we go, that's all fine. I'll just give that APU a push. 1, 2, 3, and that's the APU one. 1013 is set on both the standby and the main altimeter, and just come down here, check everything as well, but I'm pretty sure when I saw everything earlier, everything was fine. Flight deck door is open at the moment as well. Just get the integral lighting turned up. There we go. We will start to notice it going dark in a little while, I am sure. Refueling is underway. Get that APU on, and then we'll start letting the passengers on board. East Coast Canadian, welcome mate. Hope you're well. Yeah, fly-by-wire this evening. As I say, it's been a while since we've flown fly-by-wire, but so it's going to be quite nice to fly the Neo. And I've said now for the past month or so that, you know, we've just because the Phoenix is released, we're not going to stop flying the fly-by-wire. I think it's great that we've got both aircraft, and I'm happy to work with both of them alongside on the channel, because let's face it, Easyjet fly both, so why wouldn't we fly both here in the sim? So I'm just waiting for that APU to come up. Initial climb altitude tonight is going to be 6,000, but we'll go through all of that in a minute. I'm literally just waiting so I can start boarding some passengers. Flight time tonight is around 1 hour and 14 minutes in total. There we go. APU is APU master is on. Get the APU bleed on. Right, we'll just give that a minute. I'm going to start setting up the box. Now, one of the things I'm going to have to remember is I'm going to have to remember to actually show you guys the box as I actually type into it, because of course I forget that I'm typing on the tablet in front of me, but you can't see the tablet in front of me, so I need to make sure that that's showing on there. Destroyer, first time here, welcome Destroyer. Get yourself sat down comfortably. We're going to start boarding in a second. So whilst I'm just waiting, IRS, we have 3 nav green, aircraft status, LEAP engines, and the valid air cycle. Wonderful. Let's do our init request, get the init A page filled out. Oh, that's nice. I thought the fly-by-wire usually brought in the flight number and not the call sign. It appears now it's bringing in the call sign, which is correct. That's the one that we do want in there, so that's nice. I can't remember if that's new or not. It's been that long since I've flown this model. Okay, so our alternate tonight is Echo Golf Papa Hotel, which is Edinburgh. Cost index of 8. Cruise flight level tonight. Well, our final cruise flight level is flight level 320. So we'll just go and update that. The Tropo is currently, according to the OFP, 35514. There we go. We'll update that. Ground temperature is 20 degrees. And our wind, I think this is the first time I've been able to do this in the fly-by-wire since the Phoenix released. We can now do exactly the same as we do in the Phoenix. We can obviously download the winds. There it is. All done and dusted. Check our IRS init. So to do that, let's go and grab the charts, which before the flight I got those pinned. So we are currently stand 5, and that is, let me check this, should be 5123.1 north. I'm just reading off the tablet. 5123.1 north, yep, that's correct. And 242.6 west, 242.3 west. Okay, close enough. Right, how long has the APU been? Oh yeah, plenty of time. Go on then. Pack 1 on. Pack 2 can go on. Passengers, come on board.
Cabin crew refueling is underway and the bags start to get loaded, so let's open the doors and allow our passengers on board. Thank you. No problem.
Okay, so let's go ahead and pop the flight plan in. So our departure from Bristol this evening should be on runway 09. So departing Bristol, runway, is it runway 09? Is that right? Do you know what the wind's doing?
Bristol traffic easy, 869 uniform, taking off runway 27 Bristol.
Oh, well, that guy's clearly more clued up than I am. Current weather 28086, yeah. Operational flight plan's got 09 in. I think we'll change that. It's going to be the same departure chart though. We're just going to be departing with a different SID. Alright, let's go ahead and update that. So, yeah, runway 27 for our departure today. That means we're now flying the Beacon 1 X-ray departure. Let's insert that. And then at the other end we have got the well, there's no stars in Inverness, but we're doing the ILS 05 arrival. There you go, no stars, and that will come in via let me have a quick check. I'm going to read the charts for these. So where's my... I want to find my pinned charts. How do I go back to the pinned charts on this? Ah, there it is. That's the final... That would be the full approach, however... have we got any initial via from this point? I'll tell you what, there's none there that I can see. What are the options? Bonby, Inbass, ULAP and INS. Okay, can't actually see any of those, so in which case, as we're flying in from Gussie anyway, we will pop in the INS and then we'll just be able to fly our DME arc and get ourselves in. Sort that out in the cruise. Okay, so via India November Sierra, insert that. That's 436 miles and our operational flight plan's got 419. That's fine. Onto the RadNav page then. Here in Bristol we need the Bravo Romeo India NDB. Pop that in. As we don't yet have auto-tune in this aircraft, let's just say that's currently an up. Let's pop in the Brecken VOR as well. BCN. Apologies not paying too much attention to the chat just whilst we get this set up. HD, good evening. Jan the pilot, where's your champagne? We're flying EasyJet, mate. Well, champagne? You're lucky if you're getting water. You'll probably have to pay for that as well. Right, RadNav page is sorted. Let's look at our init B page. So our zero fuel weight, we're getting all of this of course off the operational flight plan, no load sheets or anything like that. So zero fuel weight is 54.6 and I'll just pop in a standard CFG. I can't put the alternate fuel in first, we need to do the trip wind, which is a headwind tonight of 25, and then we'll do our fuel planning. We're taking 5.5 tons, that's got 4.5 tons, so that's good. That gives us then a takeoff weight of 59.9, and then now we can add the fuel for the alternate, which is, let's call that 1.3 tons. 90 minutes flight time. Wonderful. Drax says you can get champagne on EasyJet. Do you know what, Drax? I would dread to think how much that would cost you. Right, so there we go. That's the init B setup. Let's look at the performance page. Are our passengers loading? Oh yes, here they are. That's fine. Init B then, well, we're going to have to go back to SimSmart for this. So, I was hoping to showcase version 2 of SimSmart, which has much faster loading times, but playing with it a little bit early today, version 2 still got some bugs, so I'm not happy with it at the minute. So we're departing runway 27, grab the METAR. Dry and tires will be off with today's weather. That takeoff weight is 59.9. Takeoff COG will be forward here in the Phoenix. Thrust flex config 1 and off. We'll go for full length. It's not a long taxi anyway here at Bristol. Okay, calculate that. That might just take couple of seconds to populate. There we go. Yeah, so not very heavy at all. Right, there's our V-speeds and further details. So, config 1, V-speed of 129 for VR, and V2 is 131. Transition altitude 6,000 feet is correct. Thrust reduction on acceleration is 1603. Rounded up, of course, here in the fly-by-wire to 1610. Engine out procedure as well is 1603. That's interesting, it's rounded it down. Oh well. Oh, you can't see SimSmart, can you? Oh, I forgot about this. Right, hang on. That's why. You should. Can you see SimSmart now, guys? It's because Streamlabs is having this issue. Instead of me being able to capture the whole display, it's not allowing me to do that. And so I can't capture the entire display because when I pan around, it is as jerky as hell. So yeah, anything that I want to show you on here, I need to swap. I need to switch an option on in Streamlabs, which is a pain. So apologies for that. But there you go. That's all the information from SimSmart. So flaps 1, and the flex was 68. Green dot 205. The aircraft's got 206. What's in a knot? Right, done with that. Well below maximum takeoff weight, so that's fine. And engine out procedure is non-standard. So secondary flight plan's not working, is it? Let's just have a look how I can help with my situational awareness for this. What have we got? Non-standard, so 2,500 feet, it's a left turn back to the Bravo Romeo India NDB and enter the hold. So let me go to my fixes page and just pop in Bravo Romeo India, and if the inbound track is 090, let me just pop in the radial to help us with that, which is the reciprocal 170. There, that should now be on the navigation display for us. Right, let me get rid of that. There it is. Okay, quick check through the flight plan. So that was essentially our secondary flight plan setup. Quick check through the flight plan then, and that all looks fine. Discontinuity there, let's clear that out. All the way up tonight. Let's see what that arrival looks like. Right, so there's Gussie. From there we can fly a DME arc in. Yeah, there's the full procedure, but we do have the option to fly a DME arc, so we'll have a look at that in the cruise at setting that up. But other than that, I'm happy. All of that looks good. How are we doing? Oh, last few passengers are almost on board as well, so that's really nice and neat. So I just want to contact ATC and see if the London South is controlling Bristol this evening. What's their frequency? 129425. Let's just give them a call. They may not be controlling us, but we can ask. Yeah, London Control, good evening. Easy 674 Whiskey. We're on the ground at Bristol. Are you controlling us this evening?
No one's currently covering Bristol, I'm afraid.
Roger, have a great night. Thanks, Easy 674 Whiskey. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Back on Unicom. Okay, well in that case then, we don't need to contact ATC. I'm happy with how we've got everything set up, and we can do that as we wish. Harry, are we in the west sector? Of course we are in Bristol. I couldn't recall how far out the south sector, how far it went. And I know sometimes if traffic isn't too bad, they will bandbox the sectors. So I thought it was worth a cheeky ask, just in case. Right, let's do a pre-departure briefing. What a beautiful night. Okay, so let's have a little look at the weather for our flight this evening. So, current weather here in Bristol, of course, as you can see, we've got no clouds detected, great visibility. QNH is now changed, it's now 1014. Let's just go ahead and edit that. I'm also just quickly going to see if that's going to make a difference to us. Oh, it had QNH 1014 on the calculations. Anyway, that's fine. Good. So that's fine. So as I say, the weather here in Bristol is nice. We're well below our maximum landing weight at takeoff, so getting back in here is not an issue. Let's just have a little look at what weather we can experience en route. Just clear Unicom off for a second. Yeah, so let's have a look at the weather en route. Now, there's a potential of a little turbulence tonight. About an hour into the flight of foil, we've got shear rate 8.6. And if I just come down to the SIGMAT charts, just have a look at this. So we've got occasional light chop all the way up to flight level 390. We're going to be at 3.2 tonight. We've also got a potential for icing as well, and then you can see we're going to intercept the jet stream as well as we hit that shear rate point. So might be a little rocky. We'll see. But the weather in Inverness at the moment, again, is great visibility. Few clouds, 1,500 feet, but nothing that's going to stop us potentially getting in. The aircraft, of course, is the A320neo from FlyByWire. No ground radar, no weather radar, no predictive wind shear. All of those currently in up, as is the secondary flight plan. I mentioned the ground radar, didn't I? Yeah. No NOTAMs for our flight today. Threats to be aware of. We know that Bristol is on top of the hill, so it's a little bit exposed in terms of the elements. So if a gust of wind comes, you might feel that. So let's just be prepared for that on the rollout. On the takeoff roll. Minimum safe altitude for our departure is 3,000 feet. And the only other big threat is, of course, a slightly different airframe. So just want to make sure that we get back to our neo ways today. But other than that, it should be a nice flight. Let's just have a look how I'm going to do the push, the taxi, takeoff, etc. So grab my one of my charts. We have got the ground chart here at Bristol. We're stand 5. We are going to push back facing south. And then very short taxi. That's a threat as well to mention, actually. Very short taxi, so we need to perhaps be stationary whilst doing a few other checks. I'm going to push back facing south, and we'll taxi out Echo 1 and then Zulu, holding at Alpha X-ray for runway 27. On departure, that's pretty straightforward, as we've seen. Initial climb out is 6,000 feet. I'll check that set in a moment. That minimum safe altitude 3,000 feet. There we go. And straight out to the Brecon, which we've got set in the rad nav. Let's turn that on, shall we? 6,000 feet is set. Awesome. Right, I think everyone's on board as well. Refueling has completed, so let's continue to complete the preliminary cockpit setup.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our Easyjet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, let's welcome our guys on board then, whilst we just do a couple of other checks, then we'll start running through the checklists.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. My name is Gavin, and expect a good flight with you today with no weather problems showing in front of us, so we should be pushing back within the next few minutes or so. For now, the ground crew have now finished loading the last of the baggage into the aircraft, so if you can get yourself seated and secured, then we can make sure we can depart on time. The cabin crew will shortly be providing their safety demonstration video, so it would be appreciated if you could give them your full attention. A special welcome on board to our Easyjet pilot members, and if you wish to inquire about becoming a member, please contact a member of the cabin crew. All our Easyjet pilot members are of course entitled to free drinks throughout the flight. Thanks very much, and we'll give you an update once we're airborne.
Alright, so cockpit preparation is completed. Our signs are on and auto. It is 3.5 green. Fuel quantity is 5,500 kilograms set and balanced. FMGS is set. Altimeter is 1014, 610 feet.
Cabin crew, we're about ready to push back, so if you can please hold the door there and cross check. Thank you.
Dan, I have no preference, mate. None at all. That's an improvement on some of the things my wife calls me. Okay, let's get our tug into position. We'll switch back to Unicom now as well. Check behind us. Make sure we're not going to reverse into anybody. Nope, looks good. Bristol traffic, easy 674 whiskey, pushing back facing south on Echo 1 from stand 5. As I push back clearance, beacon light is on, IQ pressure is in the green, transponder set auto.
Bristol traffic right now, 875, taxi Echo 30 Alpha, line up 27.
Before start checklist below line, windows and doors, closed and armed, beacon light is on, phone is on silent, parking brake is set. Let's go. Please parking brake. And let's get engine 1 started. So, engine mode selector to ignition. And starting engine 1. Gary says he's found himself a little rusty on the fly-by-wire. Getting old sucks. All those memory items.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen mask.
Bristol traffic, Easy201, pushing back from stand 6.
There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin.
Loving those long shadows.
Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over
Starting
your
engine
nose
2.
and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft.
Complete the pushback there,
When
I think.
outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
Okay, so just wait for engine number
Bristol
2 to
traffic right now,
stabilise.
875, rolling on 27.
And engine 2 is now available. So engine mode selector back to normal, APU off, anti-ice is not required, spoilers are armed, rudder 0, flaps 1, and set our trim value. Okay, have to start checklist. Anti-ice is off. Ecam status is checked. Pitch trims 24.9. Rudder is 0. Flight control check. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Rudder. Full right. Rudder. Full left. Neutral. Bristol traffic, Easy 674 Whiskey, taxiing now via Echo 1 Zulu, hold Alpha X-ray for runway 27. Oh, we have to ding the cabin in this aircraft, don't we? There we go. Sat down. Okay, so let's do our PEDS check. We'll begin rolling.
Cabin crew, if you could take your seats for takeoff.
So, no change to the performance. Flex takeoff QNH 1014. Engine out procedure is non-standard. 2,500 feet. A left turn to the Bristol NDB. Departure is the Brecon 1 X-ray. Initial climb is 6,000. What was that shadow? Well, it must be I think it must be one of the lights from the terminals. Before takeoff checklist to the line, then flight controls are checked. Departure briefing is confirmed. Flap setting is config 1. FMA takeoff data 129 blue, 131 magenta, climb nav blue, 152, 6,000 blue, flex 68. Transponder is set, EK memo, takeoff, no blue, EFB is stowed. We're very light tonight, so of course this aircraft will roll away on idle thrust. Right, can't see anything. Approach path looks clear. Not heard anything on Unicom either. Just check those brake temperatures. Yeah, they're fine. Bristol traffic, Easy 674 Whiskey, lining up runway 27. Must say these click spots are a lot easier than the Phoenix to find. HD is critiquing the stop line. Yes, I'll tell you what caught me out there. I expected another one to be further close to the runway. There's just the one, isn't there? Bad taxi planning. We'll bring that into our threats when we depart here in future. There's only the one. Now, as I recall, this is uphill. Oh, these graphics look so good. Right, we're ready to go then.
Traffic Easy 968 Quebec, taxiing Alpha X-ray for 27 departure.
Bristol traffic Easy 67 Fox Whiskey, departing now runway 27, Brecon 1 X-ray. Before takeoff checklist, bloodline, cabin is secured, engine mode selector is normal, TCAS TRA packs are off, anti-ice is off. Let's go. Takeoff. Start the chrono. 50% M1. Excel Gaming, this is Pilot Plus's Bristol Airport.
Bristol traffic Easy201, landing
Takeoff
left, runway 27.
And flex SRS, runway. Checked. I always feel like we're flying off a hill here at Bristol. V1, rotate.
Positive right, gear up.
Nav. Just following the flight directors. There we go. Thrust climb.
Bristol traffic
Climb.
Easy201, departing runway 27.
Autopilot 1 engaged.
Easy 96 left, lining up 27.
So, nice calm departure, passing S speed. We'll clean the aircraft up. Flaps 0. Spoilers disarmed. No ATC around, so let's go ahead and we'll just select flight level 200 for now. Pop that into open climb. Pull for... oh, not for that. There we go. Pull for standard. Open climb, 200 blue. Even the water looks calm, doesn't it, down there? We've had an update to Rex Accu-Seasons as well that I installed today, so that's all being updated. We'll see if that makes any difference as we're descending over the Scottish Highlands a little bit later on. Hey Barry, hope you're doing. Hope you're doing. How are you doing? Calaverde, I do indeed use Navigraph. Okay, we'll just cycle the seatbelt, not the seatbelt signs, but the no smoking signs. Release the cabin crew. Get rid of those landing lights now. No need for those. Ben Thomas, FlyByWire, as expected, is treating us beautifully.
Please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Now, this is going to be one of those flights where I wish we had a working visor. Past 10,000 feet, we'll go and clear the RadNav page out, which you can't see me doing because I'm doing it on the tablet in front of me. You'll just have to take my word for it. So that's the RadNav page cleared out. Progress page as well shows 3.2, Autumn's 3.9, so we've got no issues getting up to our climb tonight. So let's go ahead and set that flight level 320. We're on our way. I think we can take the seatbelt signs off, can't we? All looks nice and calm. Have we got some traffic behind us? Right. Let's I'll have to level off a little bit, but let's try and grab some extra speed. I don't believe, as far as I'm aware, that the cost index is yet functional in the fly-by-wire, so I'm not going to bother setting that to 0. Although, you know, we could, and the reason I would do that is just to get into good habits. Although the managed Mac then did just change. I don't know if that was coincidence because of the time we were at, but we're very light as well, so we can still climb at a decent rate whilst flying pretty fast. We're climbing at 3,000 feet per minute at the minute. East Coast, no, I don't use Volanta now. Yardi, good evening, mate. Hope you're well. Presmo, our graphic settings are a mix of ultra and high. Ben, so cost index is semi-functional but not complete. That's fine, and it's worth doing it anyway, just to get into the good sob habits. Which, funnily enough, last night, I had a very boring night last night. I was reading through things. Christian says climb at green dot and let him overtake. Do you know what? That is just something aircraft don't have. Brake lights. As we're in selected speed though, let's just keep an eye on MMO. Something to think about. It's very hazy down there, isn't it? Very hazy. Matthew Hayward, good evening. Any advice for beginner using the A320? Anything you can point to that would assist you in the speed learning of the aircraft? Matthew, what I would do is I would check out the channel. There's a playlist on the channel, presumably in the fly-by-wire, you mean, to begin with. There is a full flight tutorial broke up into about 6 or 7 different videos, and it takes you from, now where was it? I think it's Gatwick down to Faro. So give yourself a good 3 or 4 hours. Work through those and try to do it all in one go if that is possible, and you can literally have the YouTube video on your tablet or on a second screen and fly the aircraft at the same time as I do in the tutorial videos, mimicking the same things. That should get you to grips with the absolute basics of flying it. Shatfan, had to be careful pronouncing that. You have Easyjet Plus. Does that get you anything in this chat? Just respect, my friend. Just respect. John Delgado says, glad you're finally flying to the Highlands, your hometown. Well, I've got family up in Inverness, so little soft spot for Inverness. That wasn't bad, was it? Pushed back 17 minutes ago and we've been flying for 10, so that's 7 minutes on the ground. We'll probably be coming into land in about an hour's time. At least I hope so. And we should still have daylight as well. Don't know if we're going to get through any ATC though. Be nice if we did, but we'll wait and see. Well, Edson, how do you connect the iPad with the simulator? So in the FlyByWire A320 Neo, you can run the McDo server, and you just type in the IP address on your local IP, and away you go. It's awesome. Murad says, hello, always enjoyed your streams, Murad. Thank you so much. Hope you're having a good day. And Dark Fury has been a training he's been a member for 17 months. Dark Fury, training captain level membership. Nearly 25,000 subs. Keep up the great work. Carry on flying. Not going to split for a while though. The Phoenix now needs a major overhaul. Oh, I did watch that back afterwards, Dark, I must admit. Well, thank you for your, not just your support here on the channel, Dark, but everything else as well. Dark is my livery creator, my MOC, my technical advisor, and basically when anything goes wrong, he gets a call. Murad, welcome to the First Officers Club. Murad, thank you so much for your continued support of the channel as well, Murad. Get yourself in our members lounge as well in the Discord server if you are on there. Really kind of you. Ben says top descent is now working much better since we last flew it, so it's much more trustworthy. Ben, that is great to hear, and to be honest, I knew that would be pretty much that is pretty much how it would be and develop. I'm watching MMO getting close, so I'm popping it back into managed speed, so we'll let it sort that out. It wasn't, because last time I flew it, Ben, it wasn't a million miles away. You sometimes had to nurture it a little bit and give it a bit of information with regards to constraints and what speeds you were expecting to fly and things. Doing that, it was pretty darn close anyway, but I'm confident it has indeed got better. We're going to have a look at how we're going to get in as well in a little bit. So instead of flying the full procedure as per the chart, let me just find that for you. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, instead of flying the full procedure, which basically will take us over the VOR to fly the teardrop, I'm just going to build up a DME arc, and we'll fly these waypoints instead. In fact, that one's got a name, so that's easy to enter. Oh, actually, so is this one. Oh, that's just made it even easier. And we're obviously Cat C, so we want to be flying this arc. We'll do that in a sec. But we're now at Alt Cruise, so we can do our top of climb checks. There we go. How long have we been flying? Oh, 14 minutes to our cruising altitude. Great stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, just to let you know, we've reached our cruising altitude for today, and we're not anticipating any major delays or bad weather ahead, so we should be arriving on time as planned. The cabin crew will now start to make their way around the aircraft, so please make sure that the aisles are clear of any items you may have, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. A reminder that our Easyjet SID pilot members are able to take advantage of free drinks throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and we shall have an update for you shortly.
I will just have a look at that approach again, just see if there is anything that I may have missed before I start messing. Just realised, a bit warm. And before COVID, I'd have been able to set the pack flow to low, because we've only got 116 passengers today. Let me go and check that approach then, see what we've got. ILS 05, lock 05, VOR 05, and just 05. So I think that's pretty much it. We'll go ahead and we'll make those points. We'll put them in. Dershit fan, which I'm so sorry that the pronunciation is appalling, but thank you so much for your €5.99 donation saying I reserved a seat at 9F so I can watch the reverses during the landing, something I have never seen in real life before watching people flying Microsoft Flight Simulator on YouTube. Have you never noticed the reverses before, even at idle at the idle reverse? It's particularly if you're not if you're watching from a spectator point at some point rather than actually on the aircraft, you can usually always see them go. Let's have a look. What were the VIAs then? The next menu. Let's have a quick check. Bonby. I don't see that anywhere. Inverness. Do you know what is that?
Liverpool traffic, Easyjet Sharp.
What's the chart I've got here?
3 mile 5 for 27. Full traffic.
What's the chart number? Because the chart I've got here on my Navigraph is completely different to this one. Let me just check. VOR ILS DME or VOR LOC DME. Why do they look different? If anyone's got a Navigraph, just open up your Navigraph app. Tell me if this is a chart that you're looking at. Because the chart that I've got on the EFB looks different to the one I've got on my actual app. See what happens if we change them, shall we? Let me just go ahead up to... Oh, hang on, I don't need to do that, do I? Dumpling, I've got a tablet in front of me. Right, here we go.
Liverpool traffic, Easyjet Sharp for landing, runway 27.
Right, so let me see. This is the Bonby VIA. So we're coming in via Gussie, and then I want to fly the DMA arc. Let's see what happens. So if we change that to Bonby, what does that do? Nope, we're not coming in from the north. Inverness. No. Although, there's a bit of the arc there. Now, there was 2 Inverness. I don't know if you saw that. Let's erase that. What's the second Inverness all about? Oh, that looks like it, but not quite sure what the loop is all about. So the second Inverness looks closer. And a couple of donations coming in. I will come back to those in a minute. Thank you so much, guys. I won't forget you. Just trying to have a look at the different options for this. INS, which we've got in, and ULUP. Let's see what ULUP looks like. Ah, no. Right, okay. Let's pop in the second Inverness one, and then we can go and edit that, because that's got all of the that's got the DMA arc in there, hasn't it? Let me go ahead and do that. Christian Salmon, thank you so much for a €5 donation, Christian, and of course a channel member as well. Christian, very kind of you. Thank you so much for your continued support. Really do appreciate that. And Christian Starmer also, Christian again, another €5, this time with the happy longest day of the year to all. Yeah, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, longest day of the year. I mean, that's an oxymoron, isn't it? Every day is the same length. Unless you're an astro-scientist. But it's the most daylight hours. Right, let's pop in that second Inverness. Let's insert that. Now let's check what we've got. Right, coming in via Gussie, which is what we wanted. Then we just need to delete a couple of these, because we want to go from Gussie to start flying this arc, which is named Delta 190 November. So yeah, you can see it just repeats itself basically. There's Delta 190 November at the bottom. Right, let's clear out these rubbish ones. Get rid. Get rid. Oh, something happened there. I've just got rid of all the waypoints. I've just got rid of the Inverness waypoint. I actually don't think that makes a difference to the routing. Let me clear that Gussie. Give it a second to sort itself out. Now join these up. Now, how's this look? That's what we wanted. Oh, well, that's just made planning so much easier. Now, let's have a look what we expect constraint-wise and how we want to fly it. So, Gussie is 20 miles to the INS, so if we are green dot at Gussie, we'll fly the DMA arc with flaps 1, flaps 2 then as we start to intercept the glide slope 180 knots. Right, so in that case that equates to well, let's just tell it. We'll just tell it here at Gussie that I expect to be around 220 knots at this point. And then slowing down, slowing down, slowing down. And then what's the name of this waypoint? We've got triple 2 Lima. Which is just here. Yeah, that's where we're going to start turning on to the ILS. So I'll just tell it at this point. Plan for about 180 knots. Cool. Platform altitude for the actual arrival then is 2,700 feet. And that's what we've got in there as well. So that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, let me just scribble some data down, and then we will do a approach brief.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Manchester traffic, Easyjet 250, passing Inverness.
Flight level 890, descending on descent for runway 23 right. You are lower than me. Please proceed ahead of me. I'll hang back so you can have a clear run. I'm at just over 35, 36 miles. You've got plenty of time ahead of me.
Alright guys, let's have a look at this approach briefing, shall we? It's a bit of a pain as well because I haven't got Navigraph charts on my on the main app that I can show you, but I can use the one here. Hopefully it will make sense. Alright, so you've just seen me basically program it. Let's just go through a few things. So we're going to be approaching runway 0 right, no stars, but basically our approach will begin at the Gussie waypoint. We're going to fly the DME arc, which we've got programmed in. Our transition altitude is 3,000 feet, platform altitude is 2,700 feet, minimum safe altitude around here is 5,000 feet. So we need to make sure as well that we don't actually get any lower. We can see, where is it? There we go. So we've got 5,000 feet at this point. Not until after we've passed here can we start getting down 4,000 and then down to 2,700. Now as I'm saying this, looking at the constraints here on the tablet, on the McDo. So we've actually got, and I'm just marrying these up. So we've got Gussie there. We need to be above 5,000 feet. Then Delta 190 November, which is just here. Again, we don't really want to be any lower than 5,000 feet at this point. After this point, however, though, we can start to drop down. So after this point, we can then get down to 4,000 feet by Delta 212 November. Let me just find that. Funnily enough, that waypoint isn't called Delta 212 November, it is called Delta 212 Lima, which is what, 5, 10, 11, 12 miles out, which is just here. So that is the point that we can get down to 4,000 feet, no lower than 4,000 feet at this point. So again, I'm just having to update the box a little bit. From here then, we can get down to 2,700 feet. So we're going to lose 1,300 feet in this last phase, so we may look at configuring just a little bit earlier. Is this the wrong DME arc? How so? That's the ILS DME arc for runway 05. Yeah, the waypoint was called 212, but hang on, let me show you. Be easier. Right, so we've got Gussie just here. Then Delta 190 November. Hang on a minute, I know I can make this much easier. 1 second, bear with me. If Streamlabs was working, it would be much nicer. Now, for some reason, I can't explain. There, hopefully, can you see my Navigraph chart now? You should be able to see that now. For some reason, I can't explain this chart here, which is the VOR ILS DME arc, which we've just been looking at on the tablet, but this is different to the one you've been looking at on the tablet. As you can see, this is much clearer. Much clearer. A lot less information on it, basically. So this is the one essentially that we need to fly. So there, we've got Gussie, and then we should have a waypoint. It's actually got a name here, hasn't it? Look, Delta 190 Papa. Which is further out, that arc, isn't it? That arc is further out because it's a 14-mile DME arc. So I am getting confused by the fact we've got two charts, essentially both the same, but both with different information on it. So that's a 12-mile arc. We want a 14-mile arc, don't we? I'm going to code this in manually. It's going to be much easier. It's got the... it's 2 miles closer to the airport, isn't it? I'm going to do it myself. Right, after Gussie, Delta 190 Papa. After Delta 190 Papa, let me just check. Don't want to be that low at this point, I don't think. We still need to be 5,000 feet. So, as long as we're above 5,000 feet at this point. We're getting closer and closer to our airport, so I know we need to be on the ball with this. After 190 Papa then, next one will be Delta 212 November. And we can get down to 4,000 feet as a minimum. And let me do the next one. 212 November. After that, 224 November. That's picked up. Yeah, 2,700 feet is correct for that. And then we're intercepting. Fine. Delta 224 November, we just pop in a speed. Done. Let me have a look at it. There we go. Right, that's coded, and it's the proper DME arc. This one, 14 miles. Not the Cat A one. Oh, hang on, you can't see it. There we go. This is the one that's now coded, and not the Cat A one. Ugh. I'm presuming in the real aircraft, it wouldn't insert the Cat A DME arc, would it? It would insert. It would insert the right one. So why that is a different chart to this one, I have no idea. But there we go. Let me grab the latest METAR then from Inverness and we'll pop the data in. So we've got currently, what time was this? 1950? That's late, isn't it? Do these update automatically? To be fair, the airport might be closed in real life now, so that's probably right. We'll pop that in. Let me see. Performance page, and QNH is 1014. Temperature is 15. That's balmy for Scotland. Wind is 0205. Transition altitude is 3,000 feet. And the baro is 230. Right, we've filled out the page. Let's have a look how far we've got to go to our top of descent. About 60 miles. Right, let's quickly do a briefing then. Do you know what? I'm going to use the proper chart as well, so bear with me. Right, so we have got then, coming in via Gussie, we're going to get down to 5,000 feet. We're going to be green dot. We're then going to get down to 4,000 feet, flaps 1, and then when we get here, I'm going to get flaps 2 out because we haven't got long to get down to 13,000. We'll get flaps 2 out, slow ourselves down, get ourselves on the ILS, and bring us in. Airfield elevation is 30. Missed approach is 3,000. HD cost index is set to 8, and what is our current fuel? We've not done a current fuel check actually, we've been too busy. Right, we're coming up to Tala. Let's check that out. Where's all this turbulence I've told people about? We should have about 3.4 tons. No, 3.5. We're good. Danny, those stutters were back because I got the wrong display set in Streamlabs. So yeah, don't worry about that.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated. And if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Dushavan, thank you so much for another kind donation. So it's pronounced like Stephen. Stephen, I'm going to call you Stephen. Thank you so much. That's much easier. Says, in real life, do pilots sometimes fight with the big do with waypoints, or is this just a typical Microsoft Flight Sim thing? It is. It's a Microsoft Flight Sim thing. The problem is as well that the box also shows you all of the VIAs that are available, when realistically it would only show you the ones that you can actually do from the start or the arrival that you're performing. So you've just got to interrogate it a bit and try not to miss anything, which I guess is one of the things you need to be on the lookout for. HD is approach brief is now pretty much done. Landing, vacating runway, and backtrack. Okay, yeah, I forgot. You've not you want to see the full brief prior to the flight. So basically, we're going to have to backtrack because it's a short runway. What is it? About 1,800 meters, something like that. So we will have to backtrack. But when we do, we can use this runway as the taxiway. We know we've got traffic behind us. If we can get off this runway, then that'd be great. But I doubt it. It's not a very long runway. So yeah, we do have enough fuel for a go around if we need to. The go around is essentially climb straight out, and once up to 3,000 feet. Once we're at 2,000 feet, we make a right hand turn, get back over the airfield to enter the hold if we need to, and then we go back for another go. Arrival brief prior to the flight. That's I've been on the ball with that one. Do you know what? One of the reasons I like to look at that now is just I like to know where I'm going and what I'm doing at the other end prior to me actually leaving. So I knew what to expect when we got there. That was the only thing I briefed. I didn't brief the full arrival, just what I expected to see when I got there. Lazarus, maybe I know the answer to this question. Many times the electronic flight bag has ILS Cat 2.3, but you can't find those approaches on the standalone Navigraph application. Do you know why? It should be there if you've got an airfield with an approach that's Cat 2 and Cat 3. They should definitely be there in the charts. Oh, look at that. That is a nice view, isn't it? With a contrail as well. Quick landing calculation demo. Go on then. I better do this quickly. So, landing calculation. We are coming to take off Papa Echo. Fill the data from the OFP or meta. Fill it from the meta. So that's filled in. Runway elevation is 30. Runway heading is I don't know. 051. It is dry. Runway slope again I don't know, but SimSmart would. Give me a second. I'll sort that out. Echo Golf Papa Echo. Let me see if I can grab that. What runway we're landing on? Runway 5, isn't it? So it's downhill 0.15. So runway slope is minus 0.15. LDA is what? Runway 5. 1820. Approach speed is, according to the box, 126. And our weight will be, what's our current zero fuel weight? Zero fuel weight is 54. Well, our current zero fuel weight, I'm hoping, is exactly the same as it was back in Bristol. Zero fuel weight is 54.6, and our estimated fuel on board when we land is 2.6, giving us a landing weight of 57.2. Let's be conservative then. 57. Let's go 57.5. Flaps full, overweight no, reverse thrust no, auto land no, and we'll go with low. Oh, we don't have to select that, it just calculates it. Low is not enough, we're going to need to use medium. There we go. Done. Can we relax for 20 miles now? Or 10 miles? Pro Houdini, I'm not using the drone mode. That's just me panning around the flight deck. And Alfie says it's nice to be back in the fly-by-wire. It is. There are things that I love about the fly-by-wire that I wish were in the Phoenix, and of course vice versa. Danny, you want to see the approach page? What do? Yeah, you can. 1 second. We need to start heading down in a minute. There we go. That primary flight display looks a bit bright, doesn't it? Should we just wind that in a bit? HD is happy because I've not had to turn on any lights. And Fake Fly Pilot, thank you so much for the sub as well. Danny, oh, you could have, I could have told you that transition altitude is indeed there. That is correct. Guy in front is 15 miles on trail. That wouldn't be a problem if we didn't have to backtrack. Is that Dark Fury by any chance? Right, top of descent's reached. Down we go. We can go straight down to 5,000.
Solitary traffic, Ryanair 875 is now flight level 240, descending down to 5,000.
Thrust idle, descent 5,000 blue.
ILS 05 at Inverness.
I saw a little bit of turbulence there for the first time this flight. Mind you, we've not been looking out of the window too much. HT says, anti-ice on, you're nowhere near the clouds. I'm not, but I thought that we're heading towards them, and I also thought anti-ice on in for the descent was also SOPs. That's why I also did a quick temperature check as well before I popped that on. I'm just going to start looking for fluffy white things in future for the anti-ice. Yeah, I know I'm miles away, but I'll probably forget. Alright, do you know what? I'll appease the trainer. There you go. Of course, all about saving virtual fuel, isn't it? Oh, I missed the last 2 words of that sop. Okay. That makes sense. Remember I said I was reading last night? I never got as far as the approach. Shame we've had no ATC tonight, but never mind. If you've enjoyed the flight this evening, learnt something, laughed at something, then please do hit the like button, and of course, if you're not yet a subscriber, please help us edge ever closer to the 25k mark. I'll say again, we're going to have a great stream for that, with lots of giveaways from lots of top devs. HD, not just the look, my friend. I'd know what was in your hand as well. These 2 things between the windshield, they're not lights, they're the little balls, little dials. Hang on, it's easy if I show you this way. The idea being that to get the what Airbus says is the perfect viewing point, the red ball should perfectly cover the white ball, like that, and then this is your perfect viewing point for flying the aircraft. At least that's what Airbus say. Alfie, is the top bar broken again? It does this, doesn't it? Let me see if I can get it working again. 1 second. There we go. That should kick in now. And Barry Martin, mate, with your 5 EasyJet Zip channel memberships. Thank you so much for the gifts, Barry, and welcome to Ryan Videos, Lorenzo's Martin, Spicy Buffalo Gaming, Christopher Levin, Tom. Thank you so much. Thank you, Barry. Really, really kind of you. And guys, now you're channel members, make sure you get into the members lounge in our Discord server as well. Right. Okay, approach checklist. Our approach brief is done. Landing? Seatbelt signs are on. Minimums are 230 and set. Engine mode selection is normal. EFB is stowed. Patino2, thank you for subscribing as well. Nick Burrows, good evening, mate. How are you doing? Have you had some coffee? Right, how are we doing with this profile? I'm not 100% sure I'm happy with it, to be honest. I'm just putting my 30-mile radius around Edinburgh just to help me with my my profile essay. I don't want to be left too high with this because there's that little sector where we just need to get down swiftly. Not difficult to do, but if you're 600-700 feet too high, then it might become problematic. Track miles to go, 41.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, you may have noticed that we've just begun our final descent into our destination. If you could now assist the cabin crew by tidying up your tray table and handing them any litter as they come around, that would be most appreciated. For safety reasons, we ask now that you please turn off all electronic devices or switch them to airplane mode until after we have landed. Please note that the aircraft toilets are now out of use. If you wish to become a Easyjet Sim Pilot channel member, please contact a member of your cabin crew who will be happy to assist you. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed your flight.
So what I'm going to do now is just monitor our descent. We've got our plan, of course, of how we're going to fly the approach and where we want to start configuring. Getting towards Green Dot as we leave Gussie, which is in about 5 miles. I'm waiting for HD to type in N, then H. Then I'm going to tell him the transition altitude's 3,000 feet.
Cabin crew, about 15 minutes to landing if you prepare the cabin, thank you.
Ah, India, Lima, November is identified. It is on my chart. It is quite low, that, isn't it? One of the lowest in the UK. Definitely. Okay, let's push for managed speed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag
Pop that into open descent
your
now.
laptop inside.
And
Your tray tables must be
040
stowed,
blue.
armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
Oh, look at that sun through the clouds. That's neat. Starting to heat up now, so we can get rid of that anti-ice. Oh, we're in the desert. Inverness traffic easy 674 whiskey on approach now, flying DME arc into runway 05, currently 14 miles out. Flaps 1, speed's checked. Get flaps 2 out, we need some drag.
Inverness traffic. Ryanair 875 is now turning right to intercept the localizer for 05. We are 13 miles.
And flaps 2. Wow, that's orange. Looks like my simulator's been tangoed. Catching up with that glide slope nicely now, look. And 2,700, our platform altitude is set. We're nicely now meeting that glide. So VS speed 140. Can wind that up a little bit, I think. And if dark is in front of us, let's give him a little bit of spacing then, shall we? Roll that back 160. Pop speed brakes away, don't need those now. 1014 QNH 2700 set, VS is 120. Let's arm the approach. Alt, glide slope blue, lock blue, cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2. Is this the river visual? Alt star. Lock star. So the aircraft in front is just under 5 miles ahead of us. Let's slow down. Gear down.
2,500.
And slow into final approach speed. Flaps 3, speeds check. Easy 674 whiskey established runway 05, slowing final approach speed 11 miles.
Right, A75 is at 5 miles. We're at 140 knots and we'll not reduce speed to minimum until 4 DME.
Will he be off the runway? Fuel's 3.1 tons. Go around procedure is
2,500.
straight out 3,000 feet, max 210. We can do that clean. There's glide slope start, set 3,000 feet.
2,500.
Flaps full. So if you need to go around, let me think. We will go toga, go around flaps, rotate back up, takeoff pitch, positive rate, FMAs, gear up. And thrust reduction will be at about 1,030 feet.
Inverness, traffic Easy 201 on base for runway 05.
Inverness, tracking fake, easy 674 whiskey, runway 05, 5 mile final. I've just seen the chat. Christian, there's a possibility the dark runs out of runway again, so it'll be fine. It'll be free pretty quickly. He's down. Expect late landing clearance. I've got to remember how to land the fly-by-wire. Shouldn't feel too different. He is going to have to backtrack. I think
right now, 875 vacate on runway 05, backtracking to vacate.
Yeah, that's not happening, is it? Okay, let's cancel the approach then, shall we? So let's go around. We'll do soft go around. So we've got thrust climb, SRS, go around track, positive rate, gears up. Inverness traffic, easy 6 and 4 whiskey going round.
Sorry.
Okay, let's just level off at 3000, then we need to turn back around.
Inverness traffic easy 201 on final 8 DME 05.
So clean speed is 200. Let's just hold that for the time being. 3,000 feet. We'll get ourselves away and then we'll come back in. Now let's activate the approach phase again.
Inverness traffic, right now 875 vacated.
Now can I quickly program the ILS again back in via India November Sierra. We'll just continue out on runway heading. We're alright. MSA is 3,000 feet for 25 miles. We've got the leg ahead of us. That's fine. So if we just go back to India November Sierra, let's go direct INS. It's meant to make a right hand turn. There we go. And we can get back down to 2,700 feet, but there's no point at this point. We might as well remain still at this altitude. In fact, VOR, we need to be at 4,000 feet, which is interesting. Right turn to the VOR at 3,000, but on the chart 4,000 feet it says. We can remain at 3,000 then, so let's do that. And we'll have another go. Okay, let's pop her back into managed speed, which is 200 knots anyway. HD, thank you for that clarification. So 4,000 is only the procedure. So I've just got it in plan mode just for my essay at the minute. We need to run on the checklists again, don't we, for this? Right, so quick briefing. We're green dot at the moment. We'll get flaps 1 on the outbound, flaps 2 as we make the turn to finals, and flaps 3 to intercept again. Right, so approach checklist. Arrival briefing is completed. Seatbelt signs are still on. Minimum set still for the same runway. Engine mode selector is normal. AFB is stowed. Those screens are still very bright when we're flying cloud. I think that's a simulator issue rather than a fly-by-wire issue. Inverness traffic, Easy 674 Whiskey is now following the go-around. We're going to fly the full procedural approach. Currently 3 miles inbound, India November Sierra Inverness VOR for the procedural approach to runway 05. At least we get a nice sunset landing. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard that, but the the PA said that we had to do a go around due to bad weather, due to some dark fury. It is a nice approach, isn't it? Well, we're going to be even lighter this time, so stopping won't be a problem. So there is one on finals as they're coming in. Just having a look, see if I can see anything on the TCAS. Haven't got anything at the moment. Okay, we need to lose 300 feet, but I'm in no rush to do that. That's fine. The scenery, though, really is beautiful up in Scotland. Flight time was 1 hour 14 minutes. I would have been early. Oh, is someone coming on runway 23? Well, in that case, I'll just fly straight through them. I'm not mucking about for that. Right, we'll start that procedural turn then in a minute. Let's start slowing ourselves down. So, we'll go flaps 1, speeds checked. Flaps 1, let's set 180 knots.
Inverness traffic, Leipzig 3013, pilot fully established, runway 23, Inverness traffic.
Oh guys, this isn't good. One of my monitors has just conked out. I'm hopeful that you guys can still see the stream. Honestly, my my left-hand monitor just conked out. I don't know if it overheated or what. Hopefully you guys can still see the stream, but that's concerning. Right, I just need to move the screen over. There we go. Right, speed 180. Let's get down 2,700 feet. Open descent 180. Flaps 1. Thrust idle open descent 2,700. That was bad timing. Speed alt start. And Inverness traffic easy 674 whiskey is on finals, runway 05, 12 mile final. Radar altimeter is alive. Oh, my other monitor's just come back to life. What's that all about? Oh, I'm dealing with failures here that I shouldn't be. Glide slope blue, lock blue, category dual, autopilot 1 and 2. Right, let's try again, shall we? Flaps 2. Speed's checked, flaps 2.
Cabin crew seats for that.
Well, that's never happened before. Yeah, the left-hand monitor here in the office going blank. Glide slope star.
2,500.
Right, let's see if we can actually bring her in this time. Six mile final, landing gear down, flaps 3. Manage speed. Let's try again. Was the stream interrupted for you guys at all when my monitor disappeared? I don't think it should have. I think you guys have been fine. It was just me that went blind. Flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin is secured. Auto thrust speed. Go around altitude is 3,000. Set. Eco memo landing no blue.
$1,000.
I think there's something over the power supply in this monitor. 1,000 feet approach stable. Autopilot off. I have control. My wife has the same monitor upstairs. I might switch them, but don't tell her. Right, let's see how we handle a fly-by-wire landing after so many weeks away. Wind looks nice.
$500.
Stable.
$400. $300. 100 above. $200. Minimum.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
That looked late, didn't it? Anyway, spoilers deployed, reverse green, decel. 70 knots, reverses off. Disconnect the auto brakes. Inverness traffic, easy 674 whiskey is on runway 5. Turn around for
Ladies and
backtrack.
gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your Easyjet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or Easyjet app.
Oh, well, it took a while to get there, but welcome to Inverness. Right, we can use this as a taxiway so we can vacate. Oh, we shouldn't have shut that down. It's not been 3 minutes. Ignore that. Pretend engine number 2 is still running. See, that's when you know you're getting used to your mistakes that you've made, because you're answering the questions that HD is about to ask. Oh, a little bit of a control issue there. Can't believe how light it is at this time of night. Now, it's not the world's largest airport, this one, so in terms of parking stands, space is very limited. Do we have to park next to the Ryanair? I'm going to get there and then find out there actually isn't space for us. Yeah, I'm going to go and park next to this aircraft and have a go at him for making me go around. I suppose it's like driving though. If you go into the back of someone else, it's your fault. Jason says back to Bristol. No, sadly not. B&B time. And I've got a meeting with the trainer. My strobe light's still on. I thought I'd turn those off. Oh, I bet my key bindings are set different for the Phoenix than they are for the Fly-by-Wire. Have they got enough now? Oh, they have now. There we are. Quick cheat as I stand up and look over the glare shield. There we go. Parking brake set. Let's get the bleed on and then we'll shut down engine 1. Seatbelt signs can come off. N1, watch that's dropped. There we are. So now, beacon lights off, fuel pumps off, and external power's available. Let's go ahead and connect that up now. Set the standby. And 2000. Oh, it was squawking 2000 anyway, wasn't it? There we are. And do we have any ground vehicles that we can magically spawn in? We want a forward door, GPU, baggage truck, catering. Are they all now available to come and do our bidding? Yeah, they're all there. There they are, look. Beautiful. Oh, look. Hello, Ryanair. Right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed the flight this evening. A little bit eventful, wasn't it, when we had to go around and things like that, but something different. And, of course, it was a return to the Fly-by-Wire, the Neo, as well, which I know many of you have been wanting and been asking for, and as promised, we've certainly not said goodbye to the Neo forever, because it's still a great aircraft to fly, great aircraft to handle as well. So thank you so much for that. For those of you who have donated and contributed to the channel's upkeep during the stream tonight, thank you so much, guys. Really do appreciate all of that. And of course to our Easyjet Sim Pilot channel members as well, new ones, welcome to you. Great to have you on board. Thank you so much as well for those that have gifted the memberships, and to these Simjet pilots. Thank you for your continued support. I look forward to seeing you on the next live stream, which will definitely not be tomorrow night. I know that for a fact. If we can get one in the day, then that'd be great, but I can't promise that one at the moment. I shall see you all on the Discord. Have a great evening, guys. Thanks for flying with us. Good night.